Well, the Olympics come to their conclusion, and Team USA is golden in hockey. Plus, we talk about the remaining Olympic events: the four-man bobsled, the women's half-pipe ski, the women's curling finals, and the final medal count at these Olympics. All that and more right here on Coast to Coast Sports. But let's begin with the men's hockey team, Team USA, taking down Team Canada in what was an absolute thriller of a game. Look, I have only woken up before 7 a.m. for a sporting event 3 times in my life. The first time was during the 2022 FIFA World Cup to watch the United States lose to Switzerland. The second time was also in the 2022 FIFA World Cup to watch the finals when France and Argentina squared off in a historic final for the FIFA World Cup. And the third time was today, when the United States and Canada squared off at approximately 5 a.m. Pacific time, where I live, in the gold medal hockey match for the Winter Olympics. And all 3 games, I am so glad that I got up in time to catch the game. What a showdown. It's funny because hockey and soccer are not my favorite sports. If you know me, you know I'm a baseball and football guy. Like, that's what I love, baseball, football. But hockey and soccer, international games, and they're played at international time slots. So there we go. I'm up. I'm watching them. This was an incredible game. To begin, Canada was favored to win, and they have a stacked roster. Absolutely stacked roster, and they're led by probably the 2 best players in the world, Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon. But Team USA has the best goalie in the world, and that man is Connor Hellebuyck, and I was not familiar with just how dominant Connor Hellebuyck could be. He was stopping everything, and he's the reason why Canada was not able to take advantage of an early... look, Canada needed to take advantage of the power plays. That was very clear throughout the game, and it was very clear throughout the Olympics. Like, Canada was so good when they had an opportunity in the power play because they were so fast. It's crazy how fast they are. When McKinnon and McDavid are on the ice especially, but even the rest of their offensive attack, Canada's offense is insane, and they're probably the fastest group of skaters in the world. So they knew they needed to play fast. They knew they needed to just come out of the gate and score, and they knew they needed to take advantage of the power plays. And Team USA did a very good job. They took the early lead, and then they kind of just coasted. And the United States knew they needed to avoid a power play at all costs. So USA was being very, very careful not to foul, not to commit penalties. And then they did. They committed a penalty, a foul, if you will, in the second quarter. And all of a sudden, Canada had their first opportunity at a power play. And then they did it again. They did another penalty at the same time. And so suddenly, Canada had a 5-on-3. They took 7 shots during that 5-on-3. They didn't score a single one. Now, there was a couple of bad misses. Nathan MacKinnon had one, I believe, in the third period that really should have gone in, and he just missed it. But Canada, most of the time, Canada was taking good shots, and Connor Hellebuyck was just stopping them. It was a display for Connor Hellebuyck. He proved to the world he is the best goalie in the league. I know he was an MVP already in the NHL. Give that man every award you can give. He should have been the one to carry out the flag, honestly. He was so good. So we go to overtime. We're tied 1-1. Canada does tie it up at 1-1 in the second period. Third period is blanks, zeros. So we go to overtime. At this point, the only person who scored for Team USA is Matt Boldy off an Austin Matthews assist. For Canada, the goal came off of Cale Makar on a Devin Towers assist. Connor McDavid, who had the most points in the tournament, pretty much held scoreless, and they did a very good job. By the way, Macklin Celebrini, also an incredible player for Team Canada. I know he's an MVP contender right now in the NHL as well. Mitch Marner, Nick Suzuki, Brad Marchand. This is a stacked Canada team. And Jordan Bennington played very well as well. Jordan Bennington, I believe in the regulation, he was 25 out of 26. Very, very good. But Connor Hellebuyck was 41 for 42. That's a .976 save percentage. There's almost no way to get past that. And so Canada, without their team captain Sidney Crosby, who is still injured, Canada goes out there in overtime, and it's 3-on-3, and they send out their three probably best guys, McDavid, McKinnon, celebrating and said, "Go win it right now." And what happened? The United States took the golden goal. It was none other than Jack Hughes who got the job done after his brother, Quinn Hughes, scored the winning goal in overtime against Sweden. So the Hughes family, just a very incredible Olympics for them, a very incredible Olympics for their mother, who, by the way, used to play for Team USA Women and now is a coach of the women's team who also won gold. How about that for the Hughes family? Just an incredible day, an incredible game. Team USA should be very proud of the way they played. It's their first win since the Miracle on Ice all the way back in 1980. They're now 1-4 against Canada in the Olympic finals. Previously, all 4 times they made the finals against Canada, they lost, had to settle for silver. Now they've won gold, and it is the United States' 12th gold of these Olympics. How about that?